And I'm recording. Okay. So, in this section, we're going to be solving multi-step inequalities. Can somebody raise their hand and tell me, when do you switch the sign? When do you flip the sign back and forth, Zach?
When you're multiplying or dividing by a negative.
Right, when you're multiplying or dividing by a negative number. So we need to keep that in mind. All right, we're going to do 3 examples today. One is going to be a story problem that I'm going to do with you, and the other 2 are just going to be harder, just straight algebra problems that you're going to try with your partner. Okay? All right, so step 1. Let's say that... Who wants to be embarrassed? Anybody want to be embarrassed? Austin, I saw your hand go up first. Austin, I'm going to say that you've made a comic book. Austin, so you made a comic book?
Huh?
You made a comic book, right? Yeah, of course you did. What's it about?
Batman.
Oh, Batman. Okay, so he made his own Batman comic book, which is, a little bit, we're not following copyright laws, but we'll just say that, like, you made your distinct enough different Batman. Maybe he's like Bat-type man or something, Batish man. That works. Okay, so now you've decided, you've gone to a bunch of publishing companies, Austin, and nobody's bitten so far. But you decide, you know what, this is good stuff. I'm going to self-publish, right? So you call up a publishing company, and they say, look, it costs $220 to publish the comic book. And that's just to do, like, all of the stuff online that they have to do. And then it's an additional, let's say it is $3 per copy to print them. So which one is Austin paying one time? The publishing price, that's $220 he has to pay once, okay? And then every other time, and then every time he prints a copy of the comic book, he has to pay $3. Does that make sense to everybody? Mm-hmm. And then hopefully he's going to sell it for a lot more than $3 and make some bank, okay, for your Batish man. So, but the problem is that Austin is right now, he's not able to put a whole bunch of money into this venture, so he has $400 total. Now, does he have to spend all of his $400? No. No. In fact, we're going to write an equation that talks about how much money he can spend, okay? So let's talk about how much money he can spend. What does he have to spend no matter what? Austin? The $220 you have to spend no matter what. I'm not going to put a variable with it. I'm just going to leave it as $220. Plus, you have to spend $3 per copy. How do I write that out? 3x, 3c, 3b, whatever you want to call it. We'll call it 3x. And then you've got $400, right, which I'm going to put over here. But I'm not going to write equals to because I don't want him to spend exactly $400. I want him to spend up to $400. Zach?
So, less than or equal to?
So you're saying like this? What that means is that the amount, just wait now, don't write it down. The amount that you spend has to be less than or equal to $400. Is that correct? The amount he spends, how much is he going to spend? Could he spend $330?
It has to be less.
That's
Because
what
if
this
it's
says.
less than or equal to, then he can spend 400, and you don't want to spend 400.
Right. Well, I'm going to say he can spend $400 if he wants to. I see what you're saying. You were saying just less than. Okay. Does everybody understand this? The amount that he's going to spend has to be less than or equal to $400. Everybody okay with that? Okay. All right. So now we're going to see, if we solve for x now, what will we find? How many comic books he can make within his budget. All right, so let's try that. So what should we do first to solve this? Subtract 220 on both sides. You need a calculator if you don't already have one. Go get one if you don't have one. And once I've subtracted the 220, what should I do you think?
Divide by 3.
Divide by 3 on both sides. Now I have x is less than or equal to 60. So then my final answer is Austin can make, I'm not going to say 60 copies because I want to say 60 or less. What's the words I should use? At least. No, at most, right? Because 60 is the max he can make. So Austin can make at most 60 copies of his comic with his budget of $400. And then hopefully once he starts making bank on all those comic books, those Badishmans, then he can make more copies and become a world famous person. All right, we're gonna do two more. One of them I'm gonna do with you, and one I'm gonna leave you to do with your partner. We're gonna try to make it hard. Here we go. Example 2. Does everybody feel like they're understanding the story problem 1? Not bad? Great. Negative x over 2 minus 17 is less than 7. How annoying is this? Look at that less than surrounded by 7s. It's hard to read. Make sure that yours looks different enough from 7s. All right, what do you think we should do to solve this now? Somebody raise their hand and tell me what you think. Zach.
Do the opposite of negative 17, so add 17.
Good start. Add 17 to both sides. We're going to do that. See, we got 24 over here. Do you guys remember how I told you that a negative on a fraction can go on the top, or it can go on the bottom, or can it go on both?
No.
No, it can't go on both at the same time, because then it would be a negative divided by a negative, which is a positive. So one or the other, or it could be out front. Okay? So what I'm going to do on here is I'm going to put this as x over negative 2. Jaden, why do you think I chose to put the negative 2 on the, why do you think I put the negative with the 2 on the bottom, do you think?
Because it's a whole number. So use the negative 2.
No. Ethan?
Because if you put it on top with the x, you just have to flip it once you finish.
Right, eventually I'm just going to have to do an extra step, so I put it with the negative so that I wouldn't have to do an extra step, so I could just get rid of the negative 2 all at once. Right now it's a divide by negative 2, so how do I get rid of a divide by negative 2? Multiply by negative 2, but somebody's going to remember that I have to what? Flip the sign. X is now greater than negative 48. If I put this on a number line really quick, here's 0, here's negative 48. Open or closed? Open. Left or right?
Right.
Nice job. The pen died?
You eat this one too.
Because you ate it? Stop eating pens. All right, now I'll get you a new pen in a second. 4 times 2x minus 11 parentheses is less than or equal to negative 12 plus 2 times x minus 4. All right, you're going to try this one with your partner.
Can't see.
You're going to try this one with your partner, and the answer is going to be x is less than or equal to 4. So remember, distribute with parentheses. First step is distribution. Combine like terms, and then get the x's on the same side. Everybody good on that? Okay, talk to your partner out loud. Go. Talk to your partner out loud. You need to go to the bathroom? Yeah, just leave your phone. Grab a pass.
Yeah, sure.
44 minus 12. No, because this number is bigger. Positive is bigger. 24.
At 24, where it is.
Why is it negative? Why is it negative? 8. Why is it negative 6 minus 6?
What we think is negative.
8 minus 6. Alright, 8 minus 6. Alright, so it's just 4.
Eight over here. Eight over here.